Hello everyone, my name is Shahzad Khan, working in Niket Mission School, Jhabua. We will teach you subject science of standard 7. Today we are going to study chapter number 13, that is motion and time. In class 6, you learn about different types of motions. You learn that a motion could be along a straight line, it could be circular or periodic. Can you recall these three types of motions? It is common experience that the motions of some object is slow while that of some other is fast. So in this chapter in 7th standard, why we recall this chapter again, that is the motions what we studied in chapter number class number 6, because motions can be get a speed that is slow or fast. So the motions what speed they are acquiring we will study in this chapter. Slow or fast, that is first topic. We know that some vehicles move faster than others. Even the same vehicles may move faster or slower at different times. Make a list of 10 objects moving along a straight path. Group the motions of these objects as slow and fast. How did you decide which object is moving slow and which one is moving fast? If vehicles are moving on a road in the same direction, we can easily tell which one of them is moving faster than the other. In these two pictures, we can easily recognize that the car which is of color green, in the first picture is in the center line, it is in the white line, can be for using for measurement, and in the second picture it will travel along from this distance that is on this white line. So all the other cars are remaining on the same position, that is they are moving on a constant speed. But in this picture A and B, we can easily recognize that the same cars are to be matched at the same place on picture B also. But the green vehicle, that is green car, is on different positions, so it is moving faster than the other cars. Speed. You are probably familiar with the word speed. In the examples given above, a higher speed seems to indicate that the given distance has been covered in a shorter time or a longer distance covered in a given time. The most convenient way to find out which of the two or more objects is moving faster is to compare the distance moved by them in a unit time. Thus, if we know the distance covered by 2 buses in 1 hour, we can tell which one is slower. We call the distance covered by an object in a unit time as the speed of the object. When we say that a car is moving with a speed of 50 kilometers per hour, it implies that it will cover a distance of 50 kilometers in 1 hour. The speed calculated here is actually the average speed of the car. In this book, we shall use the term speed for average speed, that is from the starting phase to the ending position continue. So, for us the speed, it is the total distance covered divided by total time taken. So, after these definitions, we can easily recognize the formula of speed, that is total distance covered should be divided by total time taken. In everyday life, we seldom find objects moving with a constant speed over long distances for long durations of time. If the speed of an object moving along a straight line keeps changing, its motion is said to be a non-uniform motion. Mention the definition of non-uniform in your notebook. On the other hand, an object moving along a straight line with a constant speed, it is said to be a uniform motion. In this case, the average speed of the object is same as the actual speed. Now, measurement of time. Here are 3 clocks will be available. One is the old or the ancient clock, then a normal clock, that is our alarm clock, and that is a digital clock. If you did not have a clock, how would you decide what time of the day it is? Have you ever wondered how our elders could tell the approximate time of the day by just looking at shadows? Our ancestors noticed that many events in nature repeats themselves after different intervals of time. For example, they found that the sun rises every day in the morning. The time between one sunrise and the next was called a day. Similarly, a month was measured from one new moon to the next. A year was fixed as the time taken by the earth to complete one revolution of the sun. Often we need to measure intervals of time which are much shorter than a day. Clocks or watches are perhaps the most common time measuring devices. Have you ever wondered how clocks and watches measure time? The working of clocks is working rather complex, but all of them make use of some periodic motions. One of the most well-known periodic motions is the simple pendulum. That is, we can check here a simple pendulum in a stop motion and a simple pendulum in moving motion, that is periodic motion, from A to B again O. So it will move from O to A, then again go to B and again come to O, that is called one oscillations. A simple pendulum consists of a small metallic ball or a piece of stone suspended from a rigid stand by a thread, as you see in the figure. The metallic ball is called the bob of the pendulum, shows the pendulum at rest in its mean position. When the bob of the pendulum is released, after taking it slightly to one side, it begins to move to and from. The motion of a simple pendulum is an example of a periodic or an oscillatory motion. The pendulum is said to have completed one oscillation when it bobs, starting from its mean position O or 0, moves to A to B and again back to the O or 0 position. The pendulum also completes one oscillation when it bobs, move from one extreme position A to the other extreme position B and come back to the A. The time taken by the pendulum to complete one oscillation is called its time period. It can be decreased and increased by the length of that thread. Units of time and speed. The basic units of time is a second. Its symbol is small s. Larger units of times are minutes, that is MIN in short, and hours H. You already know how these units are related to one another. What would be the basic unit of speed? Since the speed is distance upon time, the basic unit of speed is meter per second. Of course, it could also be expressed in other units such as meter per minute or kilometer per hour. Now measuring speed. Measure the distance between the point at which the ball crosses the line and the point where it comes to rest. You can use a scale or a measuring tape. Let different groups repeat the activity. Record the measurements in the table, which can be easily taken from the picture. In each case, calculate the speed of the ball. You may now like to compare your speed of walking or cycling with that of your friend. You need to know the distance of the school from your home or from some other points. Each one of you can then measure the time taken to cover the distance and calculate your speed. It may be interesting to know who amongst you is the fastest. Speed of some living organisms are to be shown in this picture. They are in kilometers per hour. You can calculate the speeds in meter per second also by yourself. Rockets launching satellites into Earth orbits often attain a speed up to 8 km per second. On the other hand, a tortoise can move only with a speed of about 8 centimeters per second. Can you calculate how fast is the rocket compared with the tortoise? So fastest speed that some animals can attain is to be measured here. This one first is falcon, 320 km per hour, then cheetah 112, then blue fish 40 to 46, and here humans can be counted on the 7th point, it is 40, and the snail hitting 0.05 km per hour. Once you know the speed of an object, you can find the distance moved by it in a given time. All you have to do is to multiply the speed by time, that is distance covered equal to speed into time. The formula of distance, and here is a formula of time. You can also find the time of an object would you take to cover a distance while moving a given speed, that is time taken distance upon speed. You might have seen a meter fitted on the top of a scooter or a motorcycle. Similarly, meters can be seen on the dashboard of cars, buses and other vehicles. Note that one of the meters has km per hour written at one corner. This is called a speedometer. It records the speed directly in km per hour. There is also another meter that measures the distance moved by the vehicle. This meter is known as odometer. Check it out in this figure. Kilometer per hour, this figure can be detailed in zoom here. Kilometer per hour, that is speedometer, and in the center that is measuring distance, it is kilometer, is called odometer. So this dashboard consisting of two kind of meter in a single unit, that is speedometer and odometer. Distance time graph, the main thing what we can actually use, or the army or air force they are using. You might have seen that newspapers, magazines etc. present informations in various forms of graph to make it interesting. The type of a graph shown in figure number 13.8 is known as a bar graph. Another type of graphical representation is a pie chart. The graph shown in figure number 13.10 is an example of line graph. The distance time graph is a line graph mainly. So here we are having a picture with different timelines and different readings which we are getting on odometers, and after getting it on different sections. So odometer reading at different times of the journey. Time here, that is in AM, 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30, 10. At 8 am we are having a reading 36,540 kilometers in our odometer, that is 0, that is our starting point. And at last at 10 am, after 2 hours, we are acquiring 36,620 kilometers reading in our odometer after catching the speed at the end point, it is 80 kilometers. So we are normally check at 8 am and 10 am 2 hours, we are acquiring a speed of 80 kilometers to travel. After using this with different examples, we can manipulate into a new graph, that is a bar graph showing runs scored by a team in each year, each over, that is 1, 2, 3, that this section showing over and other sections will saying the over runs. And here pie charts also can be measured with the different level of gases. Then a line graph showing change in weight of a man with age. So here are the age sections will be mentioned and here is the weight of that person will be measured. So after getting these examples, we can easily make the graph of this table here like this way. The time will be mentioned here 8, that is our resting point at 0 kilometer, 8:30, 9, 9:30 and 10. That is x-axis, and on y-axis the kilometers are to be mentioned here. So 10, there is a point, measuring the same point at 10 am, we are having 80 points. So these sections will be mentioned here and catching the graph. So I hope so that motions and time will be measured can be easily manipulated on the graph paper and on the chart. You can easily show how much distance and time will be taken to cover this. If you are getting any problem, mention us so that we can redefine with new definitions and new examples. Thank you.